Hi, my name is Ashlyn Sanders, and today we'll be talking about power, punishment, and fate, specifically dealing with women in Greek mythology. I chose this topic because I've always had an interest in Greek mythology, as well as how it affected Greek culture today and the Western world view of it all. I also chose it because during this time that we were choosing our topics, it was March, and that is Women's History Month, and I thought it was really cool to combine the two things. Today's specific purpose is to inform the audience about how fate influenced the power, roles, and punishment with women in Greek mythology. Imagine knowing your entire future, every success, every tragedy, and no one ever believing a word you say. This was the reality of Cassandra. She was gifted with prophecy and never to be listened to. Her story is not just tragic, it reveals something deeper about Greek mythology. Greek mythology illustrates how fate shaped the lives of powerful women, giving them influence while also limiting or punishing their power. While researching classical myths and scholarly sources like the Greek myths and metamorphoses, I discovered that these stories reflect how ancient Greeks understood fate, power, and especially gender roles. First, I will explain the role of fate in Greek mythology. Next, I will discuss powerful female figures. And lastly, I will explore how punishment and transformation shape their stories. First, the role of fate in Greek mythology. To understand these myths, we must first understand fate. In Greek mythology, fate was one of the most powerful forces in existence. It was controlled by three sisters known as the Fates: Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. Clotho spun the thread of life. Lachesis measured it, and Atropos cut it. According to Theogony, even the gods could not fully escape their control. This means that no matter how powerful you were, their destiny was already decided. In many myths, characters try to escape this fate, but end up fulfilling it anyway. This shows that fate was unavoidable and absolute. Within this system, women often held powerful roles, but their power came with limits. Let's talk about some powerful women in Greek mythology. Greek mythology includes many women who held significant power and influence. Some examples are Athena, Hera, and Persephone. Athena was the goddess of wisdom and strategy, and she guided heroes like Odysseus with intelligence and rather than strength. Hera ruled as queen of the gods and represented marriage and authority. Persephone became queen of the underworld and symbolized seasonal cycles and agriculture. According to gods, whores, wives, and slaves, these figures reflect how women could embody intelligence, authority, and divine influence. However, this power was often controlled or challenged. Because in many myths, when women displayed power or defined expectations, consequences came with. Punishment and transformation in female myths. Many female figures in Greek mythology were punished or transformed. Medusa was one of the priestesses of Athena and was turned into a monster with snakes for hair that turned people into stone after she was taken advantage of by Poseidon and later deemed as impure by Athena. Arachne was transformed into a spider after challenging Athena's authority. And again, Cassandra was cursed, so her truth would never be believed. Even though in Greek mythology many women were punished by men for their authority, here are two examples of how a woman, a goddess, also took control and punished. In Metamorphoses, transformation is a recurring theme, and often used as punishment. These stories suggest that even powerful women could lose control of their lives when they challenged authority or stepped outside expected rules. When we look at these stories together, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Greek mythology shows us how fate shaped the lives of powerful women, giving them influence while also enforcing limits and consequences. Today we explored the power of fate, the roles of influential women, and the punishments they experience. These myths are more than just stories. They are reflections of how ancient Greek society viewed destiny, power, and human limitations. And maybe the most important power, bleh, and maybe the most powerful lesson is this: even gods and goddesses, no matter how strong, can never escape their fate. Thank you.